European political parties complained Facebook is forcing them to be more extreme. This revelation is brought by a whistleblower who once worked for Facebook but then left with rage.
The European political parties were essentially saying to Facebook, the way you've written your algorithm is changing the way we lead our countries.
Yes. You are forcing us to take positions that we don't like, that we know are bad for society. We know if we don't take those positions, we won't win in the marketplace of social media.
Party extremism is not newsworthy anymore. It's common sense. But what's special about this is that it confirms what people have long suspected, that the trend toward party extremism might be driven by something we once thought was just a medium. To put it more bluntly, it might be Facebook that now shapes democracy, but not its users. In fact, the 2020 research found that when two American major political parties are getting more and more polarized since World War II, American voters themselves remain just as moderate as they always have been. If people using Facebook are not getting more extreme, how does Facebook force political parties to change this way? Let's review the complaints of European political parties.
This 2019 internal report obtained by Haugen says that the parties feel strongly that the change to the algorithm has forced them to skew negative in their communications on Facebook, leading them into more extreme policy positions.
Skewing negative in communications means that comparing to positively marketing their own policy agenda, political parties turn to spread criticizing, toxic and fake content to attack their opponents. Parties choose this winning strategy because they have to admit that it works better. And the secret lies in Facebook's algorithm. The algorithm weighs heavily reshared materials in its newsfeed. And according to the leaked internal memos, misinformation, toxicity, and violent content are inordinately prevalent among reshares. Thus, to get their voices louder on Facebook, the party's messages have to be more negative. Here's the thing in Facebook's internal 2019 report. One party estimated that as the algorithm was updated, the proportion of positive to negative messages they posted went from 50 to 50 to 80% negative. When negative attacks on competitors become the mainstream of communication, a middle ground of mutual understanding shrinks. Simultaneously, Facebook's other mechanisms of operation are fueling extremism as well. For instance, Reddit's algorithm emphasizes topics that users are interested in instead of their social circles, so that users can see the crossover of different opinions. But Facebook's ecosystem relies on homogeneity and relevancy. In other words, the algorithm shows users what they want to see. Extremism, in turn, makes persuasion almost impossible. When their parties are constantly being attacked, users will only become more resistant to the opposite. Communication is no longer about understanding each other, but about drawing boundaries. And political parties have to accept it. One expert estimated that 75% of Facebook spending in 2020 American elections was aimed at fundraising and much less on persuasion. Even if European political parties raise serious protest, they know they'll have to do so as long as Facebook doesn't overhaul its algorithm. That's all for today. Thanks for watching and stay tuned for more Foxtel episodes.